Hi everyone, Dr. Vicky here. We're going to be looking at the astrology for the sign of Sagittarius, specifically for you, Sag. We already went over the general astrology for the month, and then I'll do a card reading and an oracle poll. So let's get started on that. Okay, so I do want to point out that the lunations this month is a full moon in Sagittarius and a new moon in Cancer, and we have the full moon in Sagittarius happening first, and that is going to be a full moon in your first house. And so a full moon illuminates. And what this full moon is illuminating is it's illuminating you. The sun, of course, will be in the eighth house. Excuse me, the sun, of course, will be in the seventh house when the moon is full in the first house. We also have Jupiter and Mercury in that house. So the beginning of the month is actually a pretty, generally a pretty social time for you with the sun in the sign of, in the house of others and Mercury there. The seventh house is the house of relationship. It's also the house of uh, agreements, pacts that you make with somebody else, relationships. It is the psychology of listening, so you will be listening. It's also a legal house, and so there may be some legal things that come up at the beginning of the month for you. And then we have Mercury move into Cancer. And when it does that, it moves into the eighth house. Now, um, in the beginning of the month, you're a little bit more out there. Towards the end of the month, you get a little bit more introspective and a little bit more secretive as Mercury moves into the eighth house, and then the sun moves into the eighth house on the day of the summer solstice, or if you're in down under the winter solstice. So really for the Sages down under, this would be a natural time of sort of going within. It's the winter, you wanna, sort of um, um, hide under the covers a little bit, we might say. Okay. We do have Jupiter moving into that house. Jupiter is going to be in that eighth house for a year. And so Jupiter is expansion. The eighth house is other people's money. And so there could be more people willing to give you money, but there's also more people willing to lend you money. And so you do have to watch that you don't increase your debt too much because the eighth house is the house of debt. You could be getting a surprise um, uh, income tax, something comes back to you that you weren't expecting, or it's more than usual. The eighth house is also the house of death, and so with Jupiter going through there, you could get some inheritance because it's the house of inheritance. So a couple of things you may see yourself doing this month. We have the new moon in Cancer in that house. And the new moon in Cancer occurs right after the Sun and Jupiter conjoin in Cancer. It conjoins at 4 degrees of Cancer. And then we have the new moon at 5 degrees of Cancer. New moons are about planting new seeds. This may be an opportunity for you to plant seeds as if you're like signing on the dotted line for some sort of financial group endeavor. Okay. All right, we have Mars here starting the month in your ninth house, the house of truth and justice in Leo. It's been up there for a while. Remember, Leo had its retrograde, its retrograde time. It was also back in the eighth house for you. That retrograde period was probably very difficult, but now Mars is moving forward, and you're able to express yourself freely, make your points, so to speak. It will move into Virgo, where it moves into your 10th house. And this is the Mars in the ninth house. This could also be long trips for you. We have Mercury there as well. Mercury moves into Leo towards the end of the month. It is going to spend a lot of time in Leo. So next month in July, it's going to be in Leo the whole month of July because we do have a retrograde cycle during that period. So there'll be a lot of discussions around issues of what is true, what is not true, philosophies of life, perhaps religion, and also perhaps some some long distance travel with Mercury going retrograde. That's not this month, so it's less of an issue. But perhaps you want to, if you're planning your trips for next month, this month, plan a little extra. Don't have your schedule be too tight, because there will be an awful lot of delays going on. And of course, it seems like that's the thing that's happening now, um, with a lot of disruption in the aviation area. So Mars moving into the 10th house. This is doing your work, and step by step, making the adjustments necessary. It's a beautiful thing. Venus starts the month in Aries, and then relatively quickly moves into Taurus. The Taurus is your house of health. So you will be required to pay attention to your health. Of course, Uranus has been there for 7 years, so you know all about paying attention to your health. But Venus working through that house also can be you applying yourself in a sort of step by step, slow and steady wins the race kind of energy in your work or your service to others. So this is with Venus in the house of your everyday work, and Mars in the house of your career, with this lovely trine in Earth. This could also bring some money into your life. We have, of course, Pluto sitting down in that third house, just working on the mind, right? Your mind is getting deeper and deeper and deeper. It is retrograde. It went retrograde last month. And now it's more of an inward exploration. But, Pluto's going to be there for 19 years. So you have a lot of time with this Pluto in this house. But know that the answers lie within this month. Okay, let's see. Anything else I want to say? Uh, we do. Now, I do want to point out that Saturn and Neptune is in your house of fun and romance. They're both in Aries now, and they're close. They're conjunct, but they're not actually touching. They're not partile, but the energy is still there. And because this is an opportunity for us all, and for you especially in your area of creative self-expression, to try to figure out what is it that no longer serves you, what and what is the creative direction that you want to go in next. And so by the time 2026 rolls around and these two planets come together for their one and only conjunction at the first degree of Aries, you'll have a better idea of your next step in your creative life, actually. All right, so that's what I see for the astrology. Now we're going to if I can remember how, we're going to stop the share. All right. Now I'm going to be doing some cards. I'm going to use the Druidcraft Tarot for you this month. Sagittarius is often associated with wild places. Sagittarians generally are great lovers of nature. And of course, the Druidic religion was a nature-based religion. So it seems pretty apropos for the moment. Just going to give him 2, 3, or 4 nice big shuffles just to get the energy moving in the deck. All right. I have a tendency, because I do this right on top of the computer, sometimes to shut off my computer while I'm doing it. So I'm trying to be careful. Let's see, what are we starting with? We're starting with the High Priestess. Something is being revealed. Something is being revealed. A mystery perhaps will no longer be a mystery. There's a truth coming out. What is the challenge to that? Oops, excuse me. The Six of Pentacles. This is balancing the scales, paying off debts. The challenge will be a financial one, and when the truth comes out, and it doesn't mean financial ruin. Like if it was the Five of Pentacles, maybe we'd say, uh-oh. But it's the Six of Pentacles. So if you're careful with your resources, you will be able to move through this with a whole lot more grace. Underneath it all, we have the Lovers. This is the sixth vibration card, which is associated with this month. Of course, we're in the sixth month. The Lovers card is about choices, the choices that we make. This deck, it's a little bit more, this is a pagan deck. So the pagans, do what the pagans do. Um, but this is a time of coming together with something, making a choice, making even it can be a love choice, although the lovers card isn't always about love choices, but it is about choice. In the past, you were pretty well taken care of. You were in your own little space. You were a little bit isolated, perhaps, but that was out of choice. This is somebody who's in their garden and a little bit lonely, but they kind of like that. So you have been a little bit of, I would say, a little bit of hiding out in the past. In the sky, we have the Princess of Wands. This is the messenger of spirit. There are messages, I think in your case, that you will be giving others, and people will be seeing you giving these messages. You're getting direct information from source, of course, and that's really what this card is about, direct information from source. In the immediate future, ooh, the Princess of Pentacles, a new project. This kind of goes along with that whole Saturn and Neptune in the fifth house kind of energy. You're deciding on your next project. What do you have the resources for? What is it that you want to create? It's just at the beginning. So you're starting a new project and you're just at the beginning. And I think that this month is going to busy you with that energy. How people see you from the outside, the Ace of Cups, somebody who exudes love and compassion, also somebody who's just relatively happy with their life. In your domestic situation, we have the Justice card. So there are things coming down. Justice will be served, balance will be had. So you will see the scales of justice. If there is a legal issue coming to you or around you, it may come to a conclusion at this time, and I would say it's a good conclusion. Hopes and fears, money, that you'll have enough for your family, or you could be fearing the oligarchs with this one. I mean, honestly, you could say that. But this is about, will I have enough to support my family? Will I have enough? And you think about the generations to come. And it may not even be a personal thing. It may be that you hope that the children of today will have at least some of the opportunities and options to live the kind of life that you had the opportunity to live. So I feel like it's a real sort of like, let's take care of the seven generations kind of energy. Outcome, we have the Eight of Wands, information coming in fast and furious, all kinds of information. This is a Sagittarius card, right? So there's a lot of information that you're going to have to uh, move through, figure things out, um, organize in your mind. This is a highly, highly psychic month for you. These cards are amazing. See if I can get a major arcana. We have the Two of Wands, which is kind of about, in this deck, we see the man up there with the two sticks. It's about walking through a portal or a gateway, right? Opportunity. This is looking for opportunities. And then something is coming to an end. So there is something in your life that is totally done with and over with. And we have the King of Swords, which is the king that rules by common sense. Well, maybe not common sense, some common sense, justice. This can be a military person. This can be a police officer, often somebody who sticks to the law, so to speak, right? The rule of law. A lot of times I see this as the rule of law. This may have something to do with what the end is about, that something comes to an end because of the legal situation. Okay. Something comes to an end because of the legal situation. Underneath it all, we have the Four of Pentacles. This is you securing your assets. Rebirth, which is the Judgment card. So death and rebirth. So you're coming out of a kind of a dark period. And the Four of Wands, which is celebration, really, and coming together in community. So I feel like, for the most part, these cards indicate just a whole lot of information coming in that you're going to have to figure out how to sort of move yourself through and work through. But any legal things or legal issues are going to come uh, to a head, and you'll be done with it. Whatever decision is made is a final decision, and you're not going to have to deal with it after that. And it may, may be something that you don't want to necessarily have a final decision on, but know that all the things that leave us in a 9-year are the things that are meant to no longer be in our life. So don't lose any sleep over that. I think in the end, you're going to be relieved that it's over. All right, so let me pull a oracle card. This month I have decided to use the Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. This is the deck that Giblets on Ona's Tarot likes to use when we have our time out with Giblets every Sunday morning. All right. Just give this a nice shuffle. All right. What animal is speaking to Sag this month? What animal? What messages do we get from the animal oracle, the spirit animal? Oops. Flamingo. Flamingo. Embrace the in-between. Embrace the in-between. Those flamingos are so weird looking, right? They're so pretty though, because they have that beautiful color. They actually are pink because of all the shrimp they eat. They're actually white, but then they eat so much shrimp that they turn pink. I think that's true. I saw it on a nature program. Okay, I have to find the book. Where's the book? Where's the book that goes with the thing? Oh, goodness gracious. I was all ready for this, and now I can't find the book. Oh, there it is. Too far away. Flamingo. I'll hold the card up because it is a beautiful card. Okay. Embracing the in-between. Card 26. 26 vibration is the Page of Wands, right? Or the Princess of Wands, which is right up. So this is a message. Embrace the in-between. Balance comes easily to Flamingo spirit, who sees what was and what will be and stands strong in the face of uncertainty. You can be informed by what came before and plan for the future yet to be, but do not resist Flamingo's spirit call to be fully present in the now, where the real magic happens. With one foot in the life you are moving away from, and one in the future as you become the one who leads the life of your highest intentions. You must make peace with the fact that you are not fully in either place. Embrace the in between. The presence of Flamingo spirit is also a sign that your creativity is arising within you and opportunities are beginning to present themselves. That's exactly what the astrology said. Remain here in a balanced state of mind, for there is much to know and learn before going forward with new plans. You can trust this moment and yourself to take in what you see and become aware of all you are experiencing in this in-between time. And this is your protection message. It says, if you are feeling nervous or wobbly, stop worrying about it. the past and the future. Instead, be present in the moment. Balancing for now is the space in which creativity arises. So be in the present moment. Be in the present moment. And the High Priestess, which was the first card that came in, is located on the Tree of Life, right in the center pillar, right here. And the center pillar is the pillar of the present moment. It's where the true power lies. So have a wonderful June. It's going to be a very challenging month if you're looking for stability. There isn't a whole lot of stability in June, but that's okay because you're in the in-between. And we are at a place in our evolution where we must say a fond farewell to things and look forward and act as if we are already living the life that we want. As long as you know what you want, you can get it. If you don't know what you want, you got to figure that out. All right, guy, and you're sad. You know what you want. I haven't met a fire sign, didn't know what they wanted. So, all right, guys, take care. Have a great month. I'll see you again in July. Until then, namaste.